Gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Now today I wanted to discuss a really important mindset shift that has changed a lot of things for the better in my life, particularly as a man in the modern world. And that is that you and you alone are responsible for your success, and you alone are responsible for your failure. Now, look, we grow up, and from childhood we are given everything. We're educated, we're fed, we're clothed, we're homed. We have it so easy. As we start to grow up, we get given these responsibilities in teenage years, and eventually we go into adulthood where we have to look after ourselves. But the problem is that a lot of people don't leave that childish mentality. And when things don't go right in their life, they blame other people. It's the government's fault. It's my boss's fault. It's my co-worker's fault. Deflecting everything and anything onto everybody else but themselves. And this holds a lot of people back because it doesn't allow them to look in the mirror and take responsibility for the things that they control and the things that they can change. And because of that, they don't grow. Because of that, there are so many areas of their life that remain dirty and remain unclean and unprepared. So when opportunities do come their way, because opportunities come to everybody, they're so unprepared to take it. In fact, they actively reject it. But when you start to take responsibility for your success and take responsibilities for your failures, your life starts to look a bit better in every single metric. You know, when things go wrong, you don't sit there and complain and get really angry and emotional. You dissect why they went wrong. You dissect the things that you could have done to avoid that problem. And subsequently, it doesn't come up in the exact same way again in the future. Now, is that to say when you become more reflective, you're never going to make mistakes? No, of course you're going to make mistakes. We are human beings. We are human beings with a proclivity to make mistakes and do silly things. But you don't make the same mistake twice, because you analyze and you reflect and you learn. And then because you eliminate the possibility of making these mistakes more than once, you start to achieve more. And you start to have more success than you do failure. Failure is inevitable. Ultimately, failure is inevitable. It's happened to me. It will happen to you, it will happen to people that you know, it will happen to people that I know. But if you take responsibility for the things that you don't like in your life, and if you take responsibility for your failure, then you can start to chip away at some of these flaws, and you can start to chip away at some of those mistakes and understand why they happened, and ensure that they don't happen again. And gradually, over time, you're going to build up some momentum, and you're going to start cleaning up all these areas of your life, and some wonderful things are going to start happening to you. Your financial situation is going to improve. Your body is going to improve. Your social life is going to improve. Your relationship with your mother and father, your brothers and sisters, your aunties and uncles, your cousins is going to improve. But if you remain in this childish state of mind, where you blame other people for your failures, you blame the government for your lack of money, you are going to continue in this state of mind. And the longer this goes, the smaller your chances of success are. You know, some people continue in this state of mind until they're 50. And they can still turn it around. You know, when you're 50 years old, you can still turn it around, still get into good shape, still make money. But you know, at that stage of your life, you want to start relaxing a little bit. But if you are in your 20s, 30s, 40s, watching this video today, and you know deep down that there are some things that you've been blaming other people for that really are your fault, there are some things you've been blaming the government for, or this political party for, that really are your fault, you have time to turn it around. You have time to have a look in the mirror and start chipping away at your flaws and perfecting yourself. You know, you're never going to be perfect. That's an important note to make. You're never going to be perfect. As I said, you're still going to make mistakes, but you're going to eliminate the opportunity to make the same mistake twice. And you are going to start to perfect some of those imperfections or improve some of those areas of your life that you're not happy about. But the thing that I know for sure is that if you continue the way that those people go in blaming everybody else, it's very hard to make those improvements in your life, because honestly, you can't see them. When it's everybody else's fault and it's this party's fault and it's this government's fault, it's very hard to look inward. And subsequently, it's very hard to become successful, because you cannot see why you are making these mistakes, why your life is in this way. You cannot see why your life is such a mess. So look, start to be more reflective. Start to dissect your mistakes. Start to ask yourself questions on a deep level. Why have I been out of shape for 5 years? Why am I always broke? Am I spending money on stupid things? Am I buying clothes that are too expensive for my budget? Am I drinking so much and spending all of the money that I have on alcohol? And when you start to ask yourself these questions, the answers become very apparent, and it becomes almost impossible not to start fixing these things. There is still time for you, my friend. You know, there's still time for all of us to make some positive changes and start putting ourselves in a better position to be successful. There was a time that I had to hear this message myself. And often I am reminded when I make mistakes and I slip up. I shouldn't have done that. That was a bad move. Let's get back to the drawing board and let's go again. But guess what? Because I have that reflective sense of mind, I don't make the same mistake twice, or I try really hard not to, you know? When it starts happening 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times, you've got a problem there. But when you start to look that little bit deeper and question yourself and really dissect some of the things that you don't like about your life and take full responsibility for them, you greatly improve your chances of success and subsequently enrich almost every single area of your life. So look, to summarize, if there's stuff that you don't like in your life, stop blaming people. It's not the government's fault. It's not your mum's fault. It's not your primary school's fault. It's your fault. Now, dissect those problems, understand why they happened, and start working on them. You know, you can see it as an attack. I'm not attacking you. I care about you. I want your success to be so great. But if you can't see that this is an opportunity, I don't think you ever will. You have a wonderful opportunity to start changing some of the stuff that you really don't like about yourself. It is up to you whether you want to take it. Or you can keep blaming everybody and anybody else but yourself. So make the right choice and start to clean up your life and understand why some of these things have been happening to you and why your life has been looking the way that it has, and maybe why you haven't been happy about large areas of your life. And as I said, start changing them. Look, I really hope that in one way or another you've enjoyed this video and you've taken some value from it. If you have, make sure to smash the subscribe button and help to grow my channel to as big as we possibly can. If you guys are interested, I've got a Discord link down in my description, and it's basically for guys to come in and join a group where we all talk to each other, we talk about problems, we talk about solutions, and we talk about our ambitions and support one another. So check that out. Anybody interested in one-to-one coaching, click the link in my bio. And yeah, as always, like and subscribe, comment your thoughts down below. Thank you for your time and attention, and I will see you in the next one.